blah, blah. So let's just try again. Why am I blank? Hey, this is Kylie.
And I'm Jamie.
And we are Courageous Beauty,
a girls group for conversations about self-worth and healthy relationships.
This is where we answer questions that we get from our girls group anonymous question box and from Curious Cat, which is an anonymous account you can submit questions to. Below, we'll provide that link. You can find out more about our girls groups that meet every week in the link below.
Today we have a question from Curious Cat that says, what does clingy look like in a friendship? How do you decipher between being close and being clingy? And can you become clingy yourself without realizing it?
Typically, someone who's clingy is somebody who demands or wants or needs more love, attention, affection, whatever it might be, than the other person is willing or able to give. That's what makes somebody clingy. So a close friendship is reciprocal.
Because you can look at a close friendship and they might want to hang out all the time. They might want to stay in contact all the time. When they're together, they might be all over each other all the time because they're close.
But if you're finding that your friend or yourself, whoever is the receiving end of this clinginess, is pushing back, like, get off me, or not responding as quickly, or just in general withdrawing in some way, that can be a clue that there is some clinginess going on.
Can you become clingy without realizing it?
And I think the answer is yes. And the best test is to feel out if your friend is pushing back against you.
Yeah. Recognizing yourself, you know, why do I feel the need to be attached to this person all the time? When I feel that pushback, does it make me agitated? Does it make me want to be near them more? Does it cause tension? Can I feel the tension? And sometimes you can't feel it, and you can't tell. And maybe it's because they're saying that you're clingy, but you're not really being clingy. And they're just like, I'm just not comfortable with it, you're being clingy. Like, okay, you know, I can respect that, and you give it time and you give it space. So in that sense, it's a little different than the classic clingy, like obsessive, like, so you can fall into it without even realizing it, with just being a little too much for someone. And that's where, again, communication comes into play and you can address it. Where it becomes a problem is when you are being clingy, you don't realize it, and they're not telling you that I'm not comfortable with this. That's where it becomes a problem. And so if this is something that you're worried about, you should check in with your friend every now and then and say, you know, we've been hanging out a lot lately. Are you okay with that? Or, you know, I'm texting you all the time and you're not responding. Is it because you're busy? Or is it because I'm texting you too much? Right.
Yeah, that's true. I think that there may be some cases where you don't directly need to ask the question either. Like if they're showing pushback, not responding, you just slow down your text messages and see if they're like, hey, what's going on? You just stopped texting me all of a sudden. It may be something simple like that, and you don't necessarily have to address it. But obviously, if it's creating a tension between you guys, it needs to be addressed. But if it's like just kind of, oh, I'm noticing that they're kind of not saying yes to getting together as much, maybe I'll just kind of slow down on asking them out and see if they initiate and want to hang out with me. Like Jamie was saying, if you are starting to lean towards being on the clingy side, that doesn't make you a clingy person, as long as you're being respectful when a request is made for more space. You just have to be okay with that. And that might be hard, especially if you find yourself in a position where you don't have a lot of friends and that one person means the world to you. It might be difficult for you to back off, but it is the best thing that you can do in order to respect them. And they may desire to have more interaction with you when they see that you can be respectful. So I think that answers your question. Guys, thanks for submitting it. And if you have other questions, especially about friendships, relationships, dating, or self-worth, pop them in the Curious Cat account below. We love you guys. And until next time, see ya.